This is Owen's, Richard's, Solos and Duets journal. So I'm going at the very start, I had loads of ideas on the week one. I had ideas to do for my solo a piece called Elementary Dating by Rowan Atkinson. It's a comedic piece, and I wanted to do this because even now I feel like, well, even my teacher and everyone else says I'm quite strong with comedy. It was a area of comedy I haven't done yet, which is miming. I've only touched upon it from outside of college, but I haven't done it a lot. So I thought this would be quite good to expand even more into comedy. So I had that as an idea. And I did ask other people's opinions. They said it was quite a good idea, but I wasn't 100% on it. For my solos and duet, I didn't know what I was going to do. I went through loads of stuff. So I looked at a scene from The End of the World, a very famous comedy movie, but in this scene it was quite sad. It was about how this guy who has nothing, but he just wants to drink a pint of beer, and to him that meant everything because he was doing the Golden Mile, which is him drinking a pint in every pub in his town, and him to drink this last pint meant everything to him, but his friend didn't get why until he saw on his wrists he has hospital bands on his wrists, so he's in a kind of like mental asylum, he's trying to get help because of it, and it's quite an emotional scene, so I thought that was quite good. I even looked into Pirates of the Caribbean, a couple scenes from there, so for duets, but I didn't know what I was going to do. So that was my first week of me just looking around for my solos and duets. Don't know what really to do, but I did write my proposal for the elementary dating on the first week. When it comes to the second week though, we did a little activity Paul did with us, and he gave us a scene from the movie Schindler's List, and we did this on my second year of being at college, and I roughly remember it, and I did enjoy it, and we picked apart the script, like going through it, so the meaning, who wrote it, what lines is said how, and stuff like that, and then we had to put on a mini performance of it. And when I did mine, I felt like I did really well and I enjoyed it. And it's a bit of acting I haven't really done, so it had an Nazi accent, which I'm not good at. It had a very serious, intimate, quite very close scene in it as well, so that's something I haven't done before. So I thought this would be perfect for me to expand my acting range, to even learn new skills, to more accents, to how to cope in a more intimate scene, where it might be a bit awkward to watch or something, and a very dark piece where it was very serious. So I thought, yes, I'm going to do this. So thanks to that activity Paul did, I was able to pick and do that. But then it came to the part of how am I going to learn this accent? How am I going to get over the awkwardness? Because I think the reason why I like comedy is because I don't find it awkward. Like, you just laugh about it, and it's like my release of, if it's an awkward bit, I can just laugh about it. So, but if it comes to a serious piece, I do laugh because I get a bit awkward. So this would be something to try and cope around and find a new mechanism of coping. And then when it came to my duet, later on in the second week, Erica asked me to be in her piece, which is The Hours. And she sent me the link and I watched it. And I thought I hadn't really worked with Erica, and she's a strong actor. And we've been on the course 3 years with each other now, and we haven't worked with each other, and I thought this would be perfect to do as well. So I put my duet as The Hours, a scene from The Hours. Very sad scene. But the piece, if I do sad scenes, I do go a bit over the top. But in this scene, it's not over the top. You have to be it's quite mild. It is very, I guess, slow pace in a way, which I haven't really done again. So that was a skill I wanted to do. So in the second week, I found out the two pieces I really wanted to do. So then going on to the third week, I started to look into the script of Schindler's List. because I knew I didn't really want to do the whole thing, because I felt when I did do it and even watched the scene, it's very good, but I felt like it went on for a little bit too long. I felt I wanted it more snappy, so I researched into the script and I took bits out that I didn't particularly like, or I felt like I didn't get, or audience didn't get. The way I did this, I asked other people in the room, like I read it to them, and if they didn't get bits, I took them out as well, because the way I looked at it as there's gonna be families and out there, so it'll be all round ages, so maybe adults will be able to get certain lines, but younger people might not be able to get those lines. So I wanted to make the script so everyone could get what everything was going on. So I was picking up the script for the third week of that. I started to research into the hours of the time period. So how they dressed, how they talked, like different social classes. So working class, higher class, lower class, and I started to think maybe I want to change my character, because in the script they're both characters, female and the male, they're both the same class, but I wanted to try it, and I asked Erica if I can make my character lower class and have her a higher, maybe working class, higher class, to see if that would change the script. Even that obviously was early on, I just thought that'd be quite a nice little element to add a bit of our own kind of work into it. So that's the main part I did for week 3. In the 4th week, I did some research into accents for Singer's List. Because obviously my biggest struggle is accents. And the way I did this was I actually asked a classmate called Tom. He's amazing at accents. He can do virtual accents and he can do German. So I asked him for his help. He gave me some pointers which really helped, and he said the best way is to do it in front of a mirror, but not too much, because if you start to do it in front of a mirror, you get used to seeing yourself doing it. So then when you don't do it in front of a mirror, it's a bit hard to do. So he said, do it in front of a mirror for a couple times, but then do it on a recording. Record your voice and do it like that. So I've taken that way, and it's actually helped out a lot. I felt like my accent's improved, but I feel like it can be a little bit comedic. So I'm trying to find a way to make it less over the top. Again, that's one of my struggles, is going over the top. So I'm trying to make it smaller. But this week I finished like learning all the script. I knew the script off by heart. This is the same with the hours. I knew the script off by heart. I feel the main struggles at the moment at that time was I got asked to be in a lot of people's. For example, I was in my own. I was in Erica's. I was in Ilya's. I had quite a big part in that one. At the time, Isaac wanted me to be in his solo and his duet. I was in Izzy's. I wanted to be in Kelsey's as well. They wanted me, so I was in quite a lot. So trying to keep a balance, I found was very difficult, and I started to struggle, because if I want to do something, someone's asking, "Hey, we need your voice. We can't do this certain bit." So I was struggling to find a time frame. So I felt like for that weekend coming, I needed to find a method to balance everything. So that goes into week 4. So I found that balance because I kept on saying yes. I'll say, yes, I'll come over and help you. Yes, I'll go and help you, which didn't end too well. So I feel that week I started to say no more. Say, no, I need to practice on this first. No, I need to put my bit of work first. No, but I have learnt your script. I started to say no, and I started to, be more productive in my own pieces, because I was helping more others than actually doing my own piece. So that was really useful, and I need to start learning to say no in the future if I was asked to help out on a lot of other people's. I researched more into the time of the Nazis and everything for Singer's List. I even went to see the movie 1940, I think it's called. It's a war movie. It wasn't the same time period, but it still had the same kind of concept. British versus the English, British versus Germany. Sorry, and I thought there could be some maybe helpful bits in there. There wasn't, but it's still good to go and watch. It's a good movie. So that was some unhelpful research, I guess. That week I was just spent rehearsing with Erica and my own piece, Izzy, who was filling in for my body for Singer's List. I looked into lighting a bit more. The way I did this was because of Matt. He hosted a little lesson to show us what type of lighting, and I found thanks to that, I found lighting exactly what I wanted for my Singer's List, which was a basement feel with a light shining through a little crack of a window or something, so it gets that really eerie, horrible feel, which helped out a lot. So then it goes on to the 5th week and last week to doing our journals. Going on to the lighting, I found the light I wanted, but I didn't know the colour. So at first I was going for red because red equals blood equals evil, but then it put to a non-realistic feel. I wanted it to feel realistic. I wanted it to feel terrified. So I put it to a very gloomy. I tried a very gloomy white light with a quite cloudy effect. So we used smoke machine to make that really cloudy, horrible feel, and it looked spectacular. I was very happy with it. For mine and Erica's, we had a warm orange. So it was a warm, safe feel, but at the same time it was very eerie because we had 4 spotlights in a way. It wasn't one full stage at the time. We had 4 spotlights to create different sections, and it was quite eerie. It didn't feel quite right, the scene, which is perfect because the scene's about suicide, depression, and it worked. So again, we just worked on our pieces. I built a sign for the hours, which I'm quite proud of in a way because it kind of shows a different skill of being able to make my own props, which I was able to gain from West Acre being the stage manager. So that was the final week of my solos and duets. Thank you for watching. Bye.